Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Diplomatic Enclave. I'm your host Khalid. But now diplomacy starts with the people. This is the way that people of two different countries get together, try to find out the similarities between them in different areas, in different avenues, and then forge friendship between each other. Our ambassadors that go to different countries and other countries' ambassadors that come to our country also do that and help two countries become friendlier. Now, this diplomacy is also carried out by people of different countries, whether they be in any avenue, a photographer, a filmmaker from any other foreign country could come to Pakistan or vice versa and forge increasing unity between peoples of the two countries, because this is how you promote understanding between two different cultures and two different nations. What if the person is a national of two different countries, has had the benefit of being in two different countries, but also is a symbol of unity between two different countries in certain fields? We have one such person with us. She is a filmmaker, she is a writer, she is much more. Her name is SAMEERA AZIZ. She's come all the way from Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much, SAMEERA, to have joined us today in this episode of Diplomatic Enclave.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
SAMEERA, tell us a little bit about yourself, because there's something I did not understand. In the beginning, you told me that you're a Saudi national, and of course you belong to Pakistan. How does that go about? Could you explain to us and our viewers?
Yeah, actually, my parents, they were the Pakistani, and I lost my father when I was just 2 years old, and I married to a Saudi from Iskandar family, from where I got my Saudi nationality. That's the only story.
All right. And being a Pakistani and going to Saudi Arabia and living your life over there personally and professionally, how different is that from being in Pakistan?
Yeah, of course, as a woman there in Saudi Arabia, when I reached there, I was just 16 years old when I was married, and the things were not very easier then as well, because it was a male-dominated society, and my aim was the media. And of course, I had to be too much qualified for that, and the media was no for the women at that time. But I worked hard, and I joined 17 years ago the Saudi media. I was the editor in Urdu News and Urdu Magazine first, and then I shifted to Saudi Gazette, and I was doing there at the same time English and Urdu journalism, and I learned a lot there. And then I realized that the people there were so kind with me. They were encouraging me a lot, and they were observing that I'm trying my best to qualify. I was trying my best to learn a lot of things. I was hardworking, and the society was very kind with me. I think they encouraged me, and today I'm here.
So they kind of encourage you to assimilate with them, being a person from a different nationality, from a different country, but of course you got the Saudi nationality thereafter. But they help you become a better professional.
Yeah, they helped me, they supported me a lot. And if I say, that I don't belong to them, they don't like it at all. They said, no, you are our daughter, you are a Saudi, you cannot say like that, it hurts them really. And now today, what I am, and when I watch back to my past, I think, I was quite lucky. I was there, and I got that type of society who welcomed me, they opened my arms. Today, whatever I am, I have a past of I achieved a lot, but I think it was not a wrong decision to come and marry to Saudi Arabia and a Saudi society.
All right. Is it easy adjusting and of course learning the language, because it's Arabic? How long did it take you to learn the language?
Still, my pronunciation is not very good in Arabic. And in the beginning, they were saying, oh, you have to learn Arabic, you are a Saudi and all this. And I was trying my best. But I think I am not very much, you can say, intelligent in learning languages. And they accepted me. Today, in every platform, even I speak in English, even in Urdu to translate it, they said, no problem, we accepted you as you are. So much love and kindness. You can say, I'm now, today, my heart is with them.
All right. Tell us about your entry into media. When did that happen?
I decided that I want media when I was 14 years old, when I was in Pakistan. And I knew one thing at that time also, whoever was the media person that time, there was so much intellectual people, highly educated, and I was always telling my mom that I want to study more and this and that. I had so much ambitions and all this. And my mom always say, oh, you demand so much fees, it needs, you know, lots of you know, payments and all this. So I married to my husband and I told him that I want to study and I want to go to the media. He says, okay, we will not stop you for study or anything. You can have your life. I came to Saudi Arabia and I worked hard. It was not very easy to adjust in a new society, language barriers. And at the same time, I was so young. I was just a teenager and then I became a mother. What I was doing, I was a regular student in Karachi in PECHS college. I was 11th grade student. After every 2 weeks, I just travel all the way to Jeddah to Karachi. And I was even wearing the uniform in the plane because I did not want to miss that day. And I directly went to my college and took my classes, 2 weeks or 3 weeks classes I took it. Because, you know, it is very important to cover whatever I missed during past 3 weeks like that. I covered my friend, they were helping me a lot.
All right.
And then I became, you know, mother. And at that time when I was attending the college, I was playing cricket. And being a pregnant student, I was not able to play, and so many students, they were making jokes of me because they were not used to a married you know, student and all this. But alhamdulillah, I did it all cover. When I had exam and my delivery time was at the same time, and I had the appendix operation as well, but I went to take my to give my exam, and I took my baby as well. She was a newborn baby. Yeah, I'm really, you can say, passionate for my studies and what I decided to do.
Your entry into media, where did that take place? In Pakistan or in Saudi Arabia?
No, in Saudi Arabia directly.
All right.
Yeah.
And what was the first job that you took?
I was in Urdu News. I was selected there. They trained me. But by the way, I was a writer since my childhood.
All right.
I was writing in Hamdard, the children magazine, Talim Tarbiyat. Then I was a fiction writer in Doshiza and Pakiza. And then, of course, it was impossible to find a Saudi in Urdu journalism. And they got me, they trained me. And after 8 years, I thought that I don't want to be limited. Because I knew my goal. I want to change the world, and whatever the languages I know in my capacity, I want to work on that. So then I asked from the authorities that I want to shift to Saudi Gazette, and I want English and Urdu journalism at the same time. Then I became a senior international editor.
In Saudi Gazette, when did you start working?
Exactly when I resigned from Urdu News, immediately I started
and
there.
And in Saudi Gazette, when you started to work, what were your beats? What were you writing about?
I was a senior international editor, and I was also working for some magazines. I was also publishing AZIZ, which was Urdu.
All right.
I was writing opinion pieces.
All right.
Feature writing.
When you say about opinion pieces or feature writing, which kind of opinion pieces were you writing? Which topics were you covering?
Yeah, of course, international topics.
And politics?
Politics,
All
yes.
Right.
And my policy was a Saudi policy.
All right.
Yes.
All
so I was successfully working and doing a good balance on my opinions, so nobody can connect me with a specific country. And I feel for that I'm so glad that I was able, because
How
it is
was
so
the experience
challenging.
in Saudi Gazette?
It was very good, yes. They were again very kind, very supportive, and they were even proud of me as well. And at that time when I joined Saudi Gazette, at that time I already won the heart of my readers. I was like a public figure for them. They were inviting me always as a chief guest in their ceremonies, and they were so happy. When I saw they become so happy watching me, I always keep going. I'm a very public person. So each and every expectorate, even in the Saudi Gazette, I found some new kind of readers like the Filipinos. They introduced me. Just I think 5 months ago, the Filipino royal family, they gave me the title of princess even. See, I just left the Saudi Gazette and even still they remember me. So
how long were you with the Saudi Gazette?
For 7 years. Totally, right. I worked for 14 years in print media. But why I resigned, I left the print media because now, it's the age of a mass media. So I wanted to study more. Print media has, yes, we can now read everything online. So I did my 1 master's in mass communication, and then I spread my, you can say,
your wings,
yeah,
and
my wings.
went towards filmmaking.
Yeah, filmmaking. But when I in mass in the curriculum of mass communication, the filmmaking was not very deeply in this. Then I did 1 more masters in filmmaking.
All right. And when and how did you start filmmaking? Where did you start filmmaking, in Saudi Arabia or in Pakistan?
Why I did the why I started the filmmaking, because film is the most powerful medium of the media, so I wanted to utilize it, and I started the pre-production of my film Reem, the true story, which was already announced, and I actually at that time I did not wanted to announce it because I cannot say everyone about the pre-production procedures and all this.
All right.
So, but because I was going too much to India, so people, they were asking me that why she's going. Of course, I was going to study, and I wanted some big audience to express myself, to show the Saudi Arabia, 21st century's updated Saudi Arabia, and to show the world how a Muslim media, moderate Muslim woman can work. I have some projects, for some film projects for Pakistan as well, for Pakistani image as well, but I just don't want to announce like before, because then the people start following and keep asking, and we cannot say, once my project will be on floor, everybody will see. But right now I'm here in Pakistan also for a project, for a documentary, for a Pakistani
You see,
image.
documentary filmmaking is a bit different from normal filmmaking, or even, how should I say, making dramas or making features or making a television series. Documentary filmmaking is a totally different genre of filmmaking. Was it easy for you to do that at the same time?
It was very easy because I just finished my shooting for this documentary in Pakistan. I did on Afghan students. Yes, of course, it was easy. Even I did it without the script.
All right, tell me a little bit about this documentary for which you came to Pakistan. This is a documentary that the Higher Education Commission asked you to make for them. How did they get in touch with you?
They know me already. They know me, media people, and I can do it in a best way. They believe, I think, very right, because I did my international relations masters from Karachi University, so I understand these type of diplomatic relations and everything. So it's my own opinion as well. It was very close to my heart, because being a Pakistani also, I know how much sacrifices Pakistan has given for Afghanistan since 1979. We all know the scenario. And then after that, if the world opinion is like that Pakistan is doing something wrong in Afghanistan and all this, that's totally wrong. We have to tell them that no, Pakistan is actually building them. Pakistan is actually preparing their new brains. Pakistan is actually educating their generation. There are so many Afghan students, they are taking education in very highly standard education they are taking here in the best universities in Pakistan. I went to each and every university, and I took out those students, and I did that documentary in which these Afghan students are telling by themselves how much they are happy and satisfied. And I also took them to show the match which was in Lahore last time in Pakistan versus World 11. They were supporting Pakistan, and they love Pakistan. When they go back to their country, they will serve their country, they will build Afghanistan, they will remember their teachers, their institutions, which are Pakistan. Then I think the education diplomacy is the best diplomacy, because I take education from Pakistan, and I know when I come back to Karachi, I keep searching my teachers, and when I don't find them, I go and do one umrah for their name, So we are, every gentleman, every good human being, they remember their teachers, they love their teachers, and this is the way to connect the hearts.
So the aim of this documentary that you're making, that will be released soon, I guess, will be on the Afghan students who are getting their education in Pakistan, and how education promotes diplomacy between two countries.
Yes, education promotes diplomacy, peace and friendship. I strongly believe it, because it happened with me as well. So yes, I really salute to Pakistani government who are educating their neighbor countries, and if Afghanistan is stable, definitely it's good for Pakistan as well, because they are very close to each other, they are neighbors.
How long did it take you to make this documentary?
Before we did some pre-production work, and I was in Jeddah at that time. I come exactly for the shooting, and we shoot it, I think, for 6 days. Everything was planned, and the team was very good, very kind with me. and we enjoyed a lot. It was a tough schedule to go and travel to city, but I enjoyed a lot working here. The people are so nice, and yeah, I'm happy.
All right, that's great. When do you plan to release this documentary, and on which platform is it going to be released? Is it going to be released by the HEC, or will the HEC then give the rights to some channel? How is it going to take place?
It will be released definitely by HEC. This is their documentary. I think they will be releasing it soon worldwide. Actually, you know, it should be shown to the world because it is needed. It will be not dubbed, it will be subtitled in Arabic and English as well. It's in Urdu, in English, in all languages, yes.
All right, and how long is this documentary?
It's maybe from, it's like 12 to 15 minutes.
All right. Apart from this documentary, have you made any other documentary features?
I did some films as an assistant director in Jeddah on women rights.
All right.
And the people, they would just get surprised when they watch my show reels of films. They said, you were shooting the films there, it's in Jeddah, inside Saudi Arabia? I said, yes, because you know, when you're qualified, nobody's going to stop you there. This is the main thing. Saudi Arabian government doesn't want that if you are an engineer, you try to be a doctor. If you are a media person, you should be qualified for that. Nobody gonna stop you. I myself, 17, 15 years ago, I was doing the sting operations there. And the people, they don't believe it. I have some show reels and everything, and when they watch it, they got surprised watching those videos, watching those my field pictures. Yeah, this is a Saudi journalist, which is a woman. I am a woman, and I was doing. Nobody stopped me.
All right, great. You're also a businesswoman, and your business is mostly in Saudi Arabia. Tell us about that. How it all began.
When you are media, you have networking, you have resources. So that's how I thought to start my business. And my business is usually media related. Like I have a production house, which is a film production. I have an ad agency. I have event company, because I'm with this event company. I'm again, you know, I'm an activist type of person. My one greatest event, just before 2 days ago, I got its permission. I'm so excited. I was here. My husband informed me. First time, the women in Saudi Arabia, they will get the rights to enjoy the sports.
All right.
So in 1st December, we are going to create the history. It's my event company. I have a food company, and from Pakistan, I have rice and I have mangoes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you export them to Saudi Arabia, or you import them from?
I import them to Saudi Arabia.
All right.
And I have one chain store. Its name is Khomasiyat.
All right.
Everything for 5 riyal there.
All right.
And like that, I have import-export work, and yeah, SAMEERA-AZIZ-group.com.
All right. That's great. Beginning a business venture in Saudi Arabia, is it difficult for a woman?
No, not at all. To me, it was definitely not. You know, I love my team. The people who are professional, I just pick the diamonds, you know, and I'm kind with them. They are very good with me.
Tell us about your writing as well, because you've ventured into so many fields that it might not be easy to talk about all of what you've done. But as a writer, you said you started to write when you were a kid. And in Saudi Arabia, did you continue to write?
Yeah, basically I'm a writer. At the age of 9, I started writing. The writing took me to the print media, and that's how. I'm a poetess as well. I have my first novel. It was published, I think, some 20 years ago, and I got an award for the first Saudi novelist in Saudi Arabia. And then one of my poetry book was published, and now my third book is coming soon. And my fourth is a digital album. It is also coming soon.
Where are you releasing all these books? Because you've got 4 books now.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, I never got a chance here in Pakistan to show my. Of course, I started my all writing from Pakistani magazines, and I wish my books will be releasing here. I'm waiting here also to come, and they should know, you know, about.
Which language have you written?
It's in Urdu. It's in Urdu. Right. Yes, I am an Urdu poetess, and I am waiting. I will be participating here in any big mushaira. In everything, please invite me. I'm dying to come and to present my poetry in front of my Pakistani brothers and sisters.
What kind of poetry do you delve in? What do you write? What is your basic forte as a poetess?
Some people, they tell me that you are a feminist, and I think I write on women and on social aspects. Every poet, I think, is a socialist. So I write on socialism.
All right. And that is how your books on poetry that you've taken out and the 4 that will come out are all on female activism.
Exactly.
All right.
It can be down, but 2 of my books are can be downloaded from SAMEERAAZIZ.com. Yes, and the rest of the new one, I think I don't have rights right
All
now,
right. All right.
but they will be online maybe
You're also
later.
a radio personality. Tell us about that.
Radio I started because, you know, Europe and Americans, they are the radio listeners. I targeted specific audiences always. You know, I targeted specific platforms from where the people can hear my voice more and more. I need the more audience. So Marhaba with Sameera Aziz is my show in which I talk about Muslim media, women, and talking about the rumors, and whatever are, you know, anything positive I can do in that platform.
And where does that radio show come from?
It's Asian Radio Live. Yeah, it's a BBC team and the radio station in UK.
It's in the UK, but where do you present your programs from?
I do it from my iPhone. Can you believe it?
All right, in Jeddah.
It's a technology.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
And they added all the show and everything, and then they repeat the show for the whole week. And I have a huge audience. They like me. I'm so thankful for that part of the region. But they told me that South Asian and Middle East audience also, they love my show. And yeah, I am a radio addicted person as well now and doing my show.
That's great. I mean, radio, film, television, poetry, writing, business, so many things. How easily can you handle all of that at one time?
Also mother and wife.
Yes, of course.
Everybody asks me this and I don't know how. You know, like I come here for a documentary, it's just for a 7 days project, I will go back. I'm still in touch with my office. I know what's happening daily, and I gave some power of attorney. My accountant is there, my managers are there, they're handling everything. Even I know that today I don't have tomatoes in my refrigerator. I handle my kitchen as well. Thanks for technology. You can say.
That's great. A multifaceted, a multi-talented woman who's like in 2 sides, being a Saudi, being a Pakistani, handling 2 things, joining 2 countries together in so many fields, whether it be the media, whether it be writing, whether it be business. And I think you can be the role model for so many other women across the globe, that wherever there's a will, there's a way. Whenever you want to do something, you can always go ahead for it.
Yeah, that's true. I was not born with a silver spoon. The world watched, you know, I want to say about my black days that I was a poor daughter of a widow, and I just aimed to go to the media, and I worked hard for that. I take lots of, you know, education. Still I'm studying, I'm doing my PhD. And I had the kids, and some women, they say that, no, now we have kids, we cannot study. In my case, I had the kids also, but I did it. You know,
what are you doing your PhD in, by the way?
In IR,
All right.
International Relations, joining, you know, just I can say connecting the hearts.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll continue our conversation with Sameera, but we'll have to take a short break. We'll be back after that. Stay tuned right here on PTV World. Welcome back. You're watching Diplomatic Enclave, and I am Omer Khalid, but in conversation with Sameera Aziz, a multifaceted, multi-talented lady who represents not only Pakistan but also Saudi Arabia, so bridging the gaps between 2 countries in different aspects. Let's continue our discussion with her and ask her which other aspects she bridges both countries in. You also hold workshops and seminars. How do you organize them, and which subjects do you hold those workshops in?
Usually I give the workshops in media field, and I also arrange, actually basically I'm so keen to teach to my own staff of my company. On Saturdays I always have these type of tuitions, workshops for my staff, and they're always so keen. And also in the career days of any university or any school, I go there and they give me the topic, I designed it, and I just do the seminar or workshop. I have an event company as well. So
that you do different kinds of events in Jeddah as well regarding that. You also promote sports diplomacy. You've got a sports team that consists of some of the Saudi celebrities that are there.
They are the Saudi celebrities, they are the actors, singers, and they are, we call it in Arabic, Jamiyat Thaqafiyya. They are under Saudi Ministry of Information, and actors, you know, they do need a good platform. You know, they are the role models, they have the followers, and if they are smoking, their fans will also smoke. So better to engage them in any positive field. So why not to promote the sports culture? So that's why I told them you have to play, and everybody know football there. So that's how I made my sports team. I have 28 players, and also I have a cricket team which are soon coming to Pakistan. That will be a good surprise to Pakistan. SAMEERA AZIZ Tigers.
All right.
Will be might playing with any big team. I just don't want to announce it.
All right. So how do you organize all these teams? How do you get the time to do so many things at a single time?
Everyone asks me this, and I don't know the answer. I think that there are 24 hours. You know, when there is a 12 o'clock noon, I just start calculating what the task I have done. I think I count my time, and I have 24 hours. I sleep less, 3 hours, 4 hours, and maybe I'm active. Everybody say I'm active. I manage, alhamdulillah, and I'm a happy person. If I'm doing so much work, which I don't feel, because I'm like that, I cannot stay quietly in a place, you know. I have to move, and my brain keep working. That's how I'm doing.
That's great. That's great. The sports team also, you created that sports team by yourself. What's the name of that team?
SAMEERA AZIZ Tigers.
Okay. And the cricket team?
Tigers. They are
Both
cricket
are tigers. All right. One is football tigers, the other is cricket
They are
tigers.
cricket tigers. The football match soon gonna happen in 1st December.
All right.
And first time I told before, the women, they will be the audience there. We will enjoy the sports not only in TV. Before we were only enjoying in TV. Now we will be with our family, with our husbands, with our sons, with our brothers, and we will enjoying the match in the stadium.
How is the involvement of the Saudi families, different families at different levels now in the extracurricular activities? Like you said, that the first time these women will be coming out and watching a sports event. Slowly and steadily, are things changing? Are the families coming out and going out and involving themselves more in extracurricular activities?
Well, this is a Vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia to promote extracurricular activities and sports. And yes, families are coming out, and we are encouraging them to come out and have more engagement with the sports, and rather than any other sitting in a TV and there is no activity. There is so much diabetes there, so many people are unfit, fat, and all these things, abuse, what you can say, they are obese, and that's why, yeah, we are promoting, you know, the healthy culture. So that's.
And with time, how vibrant is the Saudi media becoming?
Yes, it is. You know, I always say, everybody asks me about the Saudi media. They feel that the media in Saudi Arabia is not, they don't have a freedom and all this. It's not a case. We have freedom, but we are more disciplined because we have the strict punishments. So that's how, because I have been in media since 17 years. And I was so much always careful that I know if I will do any mistake, I will be behind the bar for 3 days. So alhamdulillah, I never did any mistake. Personally, I'm saying, because I know my responsibility, and I know there is something. I think it's good to be disciplined. If we are just hurting someone's respect or something, we deserve. If we are hurting our religion, Islam, we should be behind the bars.
All right.
Fine.
All right. About digital media outreach, you also handle that aspect of different companies that you take care of in Saudi Arabia. What is digital media outreach, and how does that help in the media?
Actually, I have an ad agency. We cannot get a license for ad agency or production house if we don't have the degree. Because I have a mass communication degree, so that's how they gave me the license for that. Current government, no, never. Without even my managers are qualified, they don't accept my manager if they are not at least the graduate in mass communication. So you know how to make anyone zero to hero, right? Because we are qualified media people. So digital media is also, it's a part of my ad agency, and my staff, they're qualified, they handle it.
Is digital media the future of media worldwide, in your point of view?
Definitely it is. It is a 21st century's media, and we have to be updated and we have to accept it.
When you talk about endorsement of different kinds of brands, because you do that as well as part of your different jobs that you undertake, how does that happen?
I think I got famous and the people, they want me to wear their dresses. That's how, like, I have an ad agency. If I have any client, then they tell me, you have to use our cosmetics or something. And since they are a client, so I do it, no problem. For example, everybody want in the restaurant, they said, come and have a dinner in our restaurant. I don't go to everyone's, if they are our client, I go and I take all my, celebrity friends as well, and having our social media, Snapchat or Facebook, and they have a good publicity. So that's how I become a brand endorser.
I think digital media is working a lot in that aspect. You talked about Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, so many other platforms are available on digital media that promote and that can promote any company, any agency in a very effective manner.
Exactly, exactly, it is. And now whenever we make any plan for any of our client, we always focus the digital media plan.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that's always part of your plan.
It's a main element.
All right. Talking about planning of any event or planning of any policy that you make for any company or any agency, how long does that take from scratch for you to do that, to complete?
If it is based on any activism, because I do event there in for example, I'm telling about the first time the women are coming in my this event. I planned for this event by my own. Since 1 year, I have been working for that event.
All right.
Because I know nobody else can do it. Because I'm going so many people, so many times to Riyadh and convincing them and telling them about the Vision 2030. Say this, so I can do that and all this. Somebody has to take the first step. There are other corporate events which are clients for the clients. So my staff, they do it. Actually.
All right.
Yeah.
And how big a staff do you have?
I have a team of outsourcing as well. I'm doing. I have my staff people. I think it's like more than 30 people.
All right.
My headquarters is in Jeddah.
All right.
Yeah, it's in Malik Road. We say it King Road. Yeah.
All right. From Jeddah to Pakistan, do you plan to extend your work or your agency's reach in countries such as ours?
Basically, the world has become a global village, and I am just connected with each and every country, first of all. But I'm making one film. For that film, I'm doing right now the pre-production as well.
All right.
And maybe if it is needed, I will make my base of my production house here as well.
All right. And being a businesswoman, are there any ventures that you feel you haven't yet entered into or tackled?
So many people, they keep giving me the business proposals, and first of all, I count, because so many projects I have which are in pipeline, and the problem is a time. I don't have time. This is the issue. So what I do, I work on a project basis things. Still, I have a license of so many things which never happened in Saudi Arabia, and I have a legal right to do that because of my media experience. But I don't do, because I don't have a time. Because whatever I take the task, it is my habit. I'm a perfectionist person. If I will take a task, I will do it properly. Otherwise, I will not enter in that area.
All right. Now, looking at all of what you've done, what you're doing, what you're planning to do, how should I say, relieved or how happy are you to be where you are right now?
Yeah, I am a happy and content person. Like, why I'm happy? Because if I make a target, I have to do that. Then I make a strategy properly and I achieved it. There is a happiness behind that. People, they think the working women are, they are just working it for money and all this. In my case, I am never hungry of money in my whole life. That's not my nature. I always focus on my target and goal, and I achieve it. That's my happiness only.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, SAMEERA, to have joined us, to have given us such a lovely insight into the different aspects of your working nature and how you are bridging two countries together because of your dual nationality, and also doing so much work and being a symbol, a role model for the women in Saudi Arabia, in Pakistan and other countries of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the moment from this episode of Diplomatic Enclave. As you see that whenever you want to do something, want to achieve something, you can always divide the time and organize yourself in a manner to do as much as you want, as much of multitasking as you want, as long as you are disciplined, as long as you want to do things the right way. There is no limit to good things in your life, and there's no limit to the heights that you can achieve in your life. Omer Khalid bids you farewell from this episode of Diplomatic Enclave. We'll be back inshallah next week, same time, same channel. Take care of yourselves, and Allah Hafiz. And thank you so much.